Hey everyone. Hope you're having a good Monday morning. I wanted to film a quick update about my first post-op appointment that I had with my plastic surgeon today. I thought about waiting to film this so that I could kind of consolidate information as some other things happened this week. But I was watching another channel last night of another fellow breast cancer survivor who's going through treatment, and she's a little ahead of me. She has a different type of breast cancer, but she's a little ahead of me in where she is in her treatment plan. And she was talking about some information, specific information that she had given in a previous video, and she kind of made a comment about how she'd have to go back and look at another video to remember what had happened at any given time. And I guess I'm saying that because some of these videos that I film, and I think that other people that are, going through something like this, that I don't know if something's going on with my head or not, but it might be dirty. I don't know. It might be from my glasses. Anyways, squirrel. Sorry. People that film videos like this, I think part of it is to get information out to friends and family, to get information out to other people that are sharing a similar situation. For me, part of it is kind of like therapy. It's therapeutic to talk about this out loud and to be able to hear it back. But it's also helpful to remember when things happen. So I've noticed, like, if I haven't done a video in a while, I might forget little details. And while that might not be a big deal to the average person watching this, it is to me. It might be to other women who are going through treatment, and it helps you know what to expect. And every little thing is something that I want to know what to expect. I mean, I'm a planner by nature, and it just helps. So a lot of things might start happening here in the next week or so, and I just want to be able to capture what happened today and where I am today, and maybe hopefully positively compare it later, but either way, to know what happened today. I apologize for that 3-minute introduction of why I'm filming this video. If you're just catching up, my name is Rebecca, and I've been documenting my breast cancer treatment plan since January, February. So you might want to watch some previous videos to kind of catch up to where we are today. But for purposes of this video, I had my first post-op appointment today from my third surgery. I had a bilateral mastectomy July 18th, and expanders were put in on both sides. I had a second surgery August 14th because my skin got necrotic. And then I had a third surgery for the same reason, basically 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So today is September 9th. And I am 13 days post-op. And today was my first post-op appointment, which is interesting to me because I've never gone this long in a post-op appointment. I've had, so many follow-up appointments after both of the first two surgeries, and my first post-op appointment was really within, 3 to 5 days of both of those surgeries. But because my surgery kind of fell on my surgery was right before Labor Day, and August 27th, and Labor Day was that following Monday. So, because of that and scheduling, I guess, this is when they gave me an appointment. So today was the first time that I've been able to, and I didn't really even look at it, but it's the first time that I've been able to, like, I've been unbandaged. So the way that they did this time, I have the Y incision from my surgery, and I don't have nipples anymore. It might be TMI for some people, but that they removed that from my mastectomy. So it's like flat skin, and then underneath, it like kind of closes like at a T, I guess. And then there's an incision on the, I guess you can't really see from my hand movements, but there's an incision, like a long incision all the way across. And there was tape, like a clear tape, put over a very thin bandage on both incisions, so you couldn't really see what the incisions looked like at all. So the skin around it looked fine over the last couple of weeks. I was allowed to shower after 72 hours, and I took a couple of showers, but then the bandages started to lift, and I couldn't I couldn't take a shower if that happened. And they didn't give me any replacement bandages, and we didn't want to pull them off or anything like that. So, anyways, today was the first time that they pulled them off and we saw them. What was interesting, what is different from this surgery and the last surgery, is that I had, I'm assuming, dissolvable sutures for the first two surgeries, and this time I actually have like thread sutures on the incisions. So what happened today was the nurse comes in, the first nurse comes in and takes off my bandages, and my mom was with me, and immediately I can see on my mom's face that there's something up with the right incision. She was telling me it's not bad, it's just that you can see that darkness, and the nurse saw that too, and she kind of made a comment, yeah, I see what you're talking about, this might be something that we can fix in office, but let the nurse practitioner come in and take a look, because remember, that's who I meet with. And so the nurse practitioner comes in and she looks at it, and there was I probably waited, my appointment was at 10:45. We got there about 10:25, 10:30. They called me back, and they took the dressings off, and then I had to wait to see the nurse practitioner. And I probably waited about 35 minutes in the examination room before she came in, maybe a little bit longer. The reason I say this is because in that time frame, I had time to process or react or overreact or whatever from the expressions on my mom's face and the nurse's face, that something wasn't healing right. And I can actually kind of feel it, like it if you were to go like in the middle where I am assuming the skin is meeting, it almost feels like it's pulling apart. I don't know how to, and my sensations on the underneath on both sides are so different now because of nerve damage. Like I can't feel some things, and some things I can feel. So it's really hard for me to judge or gauge what I am feeling. And honestly, I don't really look at myself very much because it's traumatic for me right now. And I'm probably gonna have to stop doing that. It's not as bad now as it was when it all first happened, but I try very hard to keep my mental state strong, and there's a lot of things going on right now with all of this, and I feel like everything's kind of crashing down around me because of it. Just in general, I'm tired. I'm just hitting, I feel like I'll probably go through this several times before everything is all over. I've already gone through it. I just, every time that I get bad news, it's just another like kick in the gut. And I'm very anxious about the fact that it's taking so long for me to heal because of radiation and just my life. And so anyway, so I'm sitting there in the room thinking about, well, it's not healing. And the longer that you wait and you can fester on it, you just get a little bit worked up. So anyways, she comes in and she looks at it and she kind of makes the, like, okay, so, I see there's an area of concern, but I really feel like you're going to heal. And, she starts looking at my pathology from the surgery, which is another whole interesting thing because, if you remember, I had staph positive on both. After my second surgery, I was on extreme antibiotics. I have been told that prior to my third surgery that there was a seroma on my right side, and we were concerned about my right side also had the necrosis and wasn't healing, and there was a small spot on the left side that might get stitched up during surgery, which then when we go in for surgery, they did restitch that. I actually had like a moderate sized seroma on the left side, which we didn't know about, so I think they removed that. So if you read the surgical notes and you read the pathology, what it showed was that they only did pathology for staph to recheck for the staph on my left side. They didn't do that on my right side. On my right side, they sent it for pathology for malignancy. I'm not even really sure why that is, and it didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And while I was in my appointment today, I'm watching her because there's a little area where it's like, is that infected or is it not infected? She doesn't think that it's infected, but she went to go check the pathology, and then I was watching it register. Like, I'm like, well, are you looking to see if they did pathology on the right side? Because they didn't. I already know what it says. I'm reading it. I'm reading it. I can read all of that stuff. And anyways, so she didn't really comment on it, but what that pathology did show was that, one, there's no malignancy right now on the right side, so that's good. The left side, the staph, it didn't show staph, so that either resolved itself or that was only on the outside during the first surgery or the second surgery. Anyway, so that really, she doesn't really think that that's like an issue. So that is a positive, we're not really looking at that. So at this point, I get a little frustrated. She's explaining like, we're going to have to keep an eye on it, and recheck it next week. And I expressed my frustration at this point about how discouraging it is that I don't know what's happening. And that I understand that she says that we can keep an eye on it, but why isn't it healing? Like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? And that, look, now this is impacting more than just the plastic surgery, the reconstruction part of it. Every time that I have a surgery, there's been so many setbacks since I ended chemo of pushing the surgery back. Originally it was supposed to be on June 26th. I couldn't have surgery until July 18th. Now I've had 2 additional surgeries after that surgery, and the treatment plan that we know keeps the cancer from coming back, that radiation process needs to have already started, and it's not, and it keeps getting pushed back. And while that, may not seem like a big deal to them, it is a big deal to me. It's what keeps me up at night. I have 3 small children. My biggest fear is this coming back. And honestly, what is very frustrating for me and the type of cancer and treatment that I have is that if it comes back, it's coming back as stage 4. It's coming back somewhere else in my body. And I don't want to give any little lingering cell that could be anywhere up here that could be killed by radiation or targeted therapy or any of that, any chance to spread somewhere else. Because it's not like I can get annual screening now. I mean, I'll have checkups and all of that with my oncologist, but I can't have mammograms. They'll only do scans if there are, reasons to do that. I'm sure that I'm going to have reasons. So, I'm getting very anxious, and I need my mindset to be positive during all of this, and I'm struggling. So I just really, need this to heal. And every time I have to have a procedure, it pushes that radiation date back. So, and she kind of made a comment about, well, next week we'll have the doctor, you can come in, we'll have the doctor look at it, and she can kind of make that decision, and she'll tell you if there is something to do with, if we can do something like put a stitch or something like that in there and close it up in the office, which the nurse practitioner thinks that's really probably what could happen, is that they could just, stitch it back up or excise a little bit of the skin in the office and not have to go to another surgery. I still have to heal from that. Okay. So that still has to heal. Or, if that doesn't work, or she doesn't think that it'll work, that she could explant the expanders. And at this point, I don't really want them to explant the expanders. I've said it, and I said this to her. I said, look, I said it before the second surgery and the third surgery. We can just take them out. It's not as important to me as radiation. Now we've already had 2 surgeries. If I have to explant it, that's a 4th surgery that I have to heal from. That still pushes it back. So at this point, what do we do? I'm kind of going on a rant. This is basically what I said to her. And, I'm frustrated. At this point, I don't even know if she comes back and says she wants to explant it. I don't even know if I want her touching me again. And I think that took the nurse practitioner a little bit, aback, and I can understand that, and I wasn't trying to be aggressive, and I love the nurse practitioner, and that wasn't on her, because then she was like, well, this is because of the mastectomy and not the plastic surgeon. I'm like, look, I'm not even getting into that conversation with you right now. I'm just frustrated about this whole situation. Everything that we do keeps pushing it back. And so at this point in the conversation, what I didn't say is that at first she was going to keep it where I kept stitches in on both sides. And she had mentioned that she was going to fill my right side. She was not going to fill my left side because the left side was still tight. But I obviously didn't have any saline on the right side from surgery, so she was going to fill me for that. And the original plan in this conversation was that I was going to come back next Tuesday, and the surgeon was going to be there with her to look at it. And if they needed to do something in the office, they could. So while she was filling me on the right side, and she's looking at them, and she's putting betadine and all the, getting more into the incisions, looking at them, and filling me on my right side, she just made the decision to have the other nurse remove the stitches on my left side. So they took those out. So they did take those out today. And she's looking at where the stitches were on my right side. So there's like a little piece that they're worried about right where all of the skin connects. And they can't tell whether or not it's closing or not, or if it's showing signs that it's about to die or not. And she noticed that there was a stitch over it. And so she was like, I really want to remove those stitches today, but I can't be the one to make that call. I think that needs to be the surgeon to make that call. The reason I want to move those stitches today is because, I want to remove them is because I feel like there's a stitch over that little incision area that they're concerned about that might be causing the issue. But I can't make that call. She needs to make that call. She was like, so what I think I'm going to do is have you come in tomorrow for the doctor's clinic clinic, and she can make that call tomorrow. Can you do that tomorrow? And I was like, well, yes, I can do that tomorrow. But I have an infusion. I have a targeted therapy infusion tomorrow, so I can't do it until after that. And she goes, okay, that's fine. You just need to come in after that, after you're done with your infusion, come in and she'll look at you, and then she can kind of make that call on, how we're proceeding. So, she did fill me on the right side, I think like 240 cc's, milliliter, I don't know what it is, 240. And it's actually bigger than the left side now. And I think she's doing that intentionally. And she made the comment, she goes, I'm filling you so that I can get it stretched, because you're right. Even if because there might be an issue on the left side. She's not really sure. The skin's looking a little weird. It's a little tight. But she's like, we can fix the left side later. The right side is the radiation side. So let's, I'm trying to fill you as much as I can. We'll have you come in, you'll see her tomorrow. So we'll know what that game plan is tomorrow. So that's where we are today. I'm meeting with the surgeon for the first time since any of these surgeries tomorrow. And she will make the determination on what it is that they're seeing and how we proceed. I don't know what she's gonna do. I mean, I almost feel like she's probably not gonna be happy with me, but I shouldn't even have to care about that. I just wanted to heal, and I don't want them to I don't want to have to do this again. I don't want to be completely flat. I don't, as I'm seeing myself, like right now, I'm the flattest that I've been since any of this, especially on my right side before they filled me today. Like that was basically flat, that I could see. And I don't, I'm curvy. I don't want that. I would like to have a shape. I want to live more. Okay. So it's between that and having, doing the treatment the right way that is recommended, that has like the best results. I mean, I want the treatment before anything else. But even if they explant me and I do reconstruction later, like I am so tired of having to do all of this. I don't want to get through treatment and then have another whole process of getting stretched out after having radiated skin and having to have more surgeries. And I just feel like that just drags it out even longer. And I have treatment fatigue right now. I mean, I'm tired of this. I just want my normal life back. So my anxiety is starting to build again. I try very hard to make a conscious decision about my mindset, and it's hard, and it's affecting my work and when I can go back, and there's all kinds of things going on with that it might be for another video. But not bad. I mean, it's just this is taking so much longer than what was anticipated, and it's just discouraging. So it's discouraging, and it's exhausting, and I can't get better until we stop having all of this. Like, I can't get, my stamina back and all of that. I mean, on Saturday, this past Saturday, my middle child she's on a travel softball team, first travel softball team, and she had her first ever tournament. She had 3 games on Saturday morning, early afternoon, and my husband's, my husband went to a small college that's not that far from us, and he played football, and one of his fellow teammates and fraternity brothers had a recognition, I guess, Hall of Fame recognition, and he really wanted to go, and I wanted to go with him because I haven't really been doing that many things. So we went to that for a couple of hours after the softball tournament, which was nice because, we were able to spend a little bit of time together without our kids and, do something fun. And it was fun, but it was tiring. And we didn't even stay. We only stayed for a couple of hours. And then yesterday, I pretty much recovered all day. I mean, I was exhausted on Saturday. And, I pretty much recovered all day yesterday. And then my oldest child got diagnosed with strep throat again. So, it's just a lot. And having surgery is a lot on your body. So when you're just trying to get your stamina and recover, I just feel like I take, one step forward and get kicked down 2 steps back. And I'm just, so I'm just frustrated. So that is where we are today. Like I said, I have an appointment tomorrow. I have an infusion, my 3rd HP infusion tomorrow. So that's where we are. I'll probably do another update in a few days to talk about how tomorrow goes. And yeah, but that's where we are today. It's just another just another day in the treatment plan of a breast cancer patient. It's not fun, and I'm just trying to remind myself that it could have been worse. They could have found residual cancer after my mastectomy, and they didn't. And that in itself is something to be grateful for. I praise the Lord for that. That is a good thing. I just want to be able to do everything the right way so it doesn't come back. So that's where I am today. Yeah. All right. Well, that's my update. If you are not subscribing, I hope that you subscribe to my page, and it'll let you know when I do another one. And I appreciate your support. I appreciate all the nice comments and feedback and prayers. All right. Sounds good. Have a great day. Bye.